A lot of high school athletes say, I want to play Division I. And I understand that. It sounds big, it sounds impressive, it sounds like success. But here's something important. You don't apply to a division. You apply to a college. And sometimes when families focus only on the label, they miss a bigger opportunity. Because the athletic recruiting process isn't just about whether a coach chooses you. It's a great way for you to evaluate a college as well. When you go through recruiting, you're not just sending film or stats, you're meeting coaches, you're talking with current players, you're seeing how a program actually operates in a college. You're getting access to a campus in many ways applicants never do. Recruiting at its best is a discovery process. It helps you figure out what playing college sports would really feel like at that school, in that environment, with those people. And if you're a varsity high school athlete or an elite club player and you're on the fence about whether to pursue recruiting, it may very well be worth considering. Even if you ultimately decide not to play in college, the process itself can help you build a stronger, more informed college list. Tonight, I'm talking with Dave Morris, who has coached and advised at every level of college athletics. We're going to unpack what D1 really means, how the divisions actually compare, and how to use recruiting not just to chase a label, but to find the right fit for you. Here we go.
It's the College Talk Show. Tonight's theme, college athletics, with special guest Dave Morris. And now, here's your host, Chris Bell.
My guest today is Dave Morris, the founder of College Athletic Advisor. Dave has coached and advised at every level of college athletics, D1, 2, 3, NAIA, NJCAA, and he brings a rare perspective on what athletic fit really looks like. I'm excited to talk with him about how families can make smart, balanced choices in the recruiting process. Thank you, Dave, for joining me tonight on the College Talk Show.
It is my pleasure.
A lot of families hear Division I and they think it's automatically their best option. What do you wish more students understood about the real differences between the different divisions?
Well, if you turn on ESPN, you're going to see USC and Oklahoma and, division, not just Division I, but really Power 4 Division I. So you're looking at a group of about 60 or 80 colleges. Mm-hmm. As you know, there's 2,000 colleges.
Right.
That's you got a great chance at a great fit among the 2,000. The 60 are good for some kids, right?
Right.
But they're also not really optimal for a lot of students, including they're big places. There's a lot of students who go and I think discover that the experience is not super optimal for them, and they muddle through and they graduate, and that's great. But I think there's a lot of opportunity that gets missed there. You can't go to Division I. You can't go Division III. You have to apply and be recruited by a college, a particular school.
Right.
And schools, a whole bunch of kids went to Hartford because it was D1, right? And now they're D3. There's a bunch of kids who got recruited to go to New Haven. They were Division II. Now they're Division I. Schools move classifications pretty consistently. And if you're trying, if you make your focus something that's not related, not even to the college you're going to, right? It's like a decision the administration makes every year. I think you want to pick the right school.
Got it.
And the dirty truth about varsity intercollegiate athletics is there's great talent across every division. There's nowhere you can go where I'm not that good. Well, you got to be able to play the game, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, in many sports, there's no difference in terms of level between Division I, II, and III in the NAIA. And in every sport, there's much more difference between the top and the bottom of any division than there is between the good teams in all the divisions.
Fascinating. You're right.
I think that's really important for families and parents and kids to understand, because the purpose of the recruiting process is to discover what playing college sports might look like for you. Because the truth is, playing football at Alabama and playing golf at Grinnell are two different experiences. They're both amazing for the right student.
So you're getting at this idea about fit, and I talk about fit a lot in a variety of ways. But when you talk about fit with athletics, what does that mean?
The purpose of athletic recruiting communication and the recruiting process is so you can figure out what the right fit is going to be for you in college. And that includes maybe participating in intercollegiate athletics, which you don't know how that's going to look until you engage in the process, right? So it's kind of nuts that students don't leverage. You're spending, 12, 15 hours a week in high school playing your sport, maybe more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you leverage that to get to know colleges better, to find out if a coach thinks you're a good fit, they say, "Can I have your transcript, please?" And then they walk back into that room you're not allowed into.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, like, "Well, can I have them or not?"
Mm-hmm.
And why wouldn't you want to avail yourself of that? And then you got to figure out, like, whether you want to play or not. But at no point in the athletic recruiting process do you commit to playing.
Got it.
That's at the end. That's when if you decide, yes, I want to play and I want to play it, wherever. Okay, great. But all the way up to that point, you're finding out, what are the kids like at these different schools? What are the coaches like? What's the experience like? Like, what's it like to be on there? And you're going to meet current students in a way that you can't meet through the front door in admissions.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to meet professors. You're going to meet people who work every day at that college and they know intimately what's going on. And you're going to talk to your peers who are a year or two older and say, and they're going to answer your questions, but they'll also say, like, I never asked this and I really should have.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see any downside to gathering that information for a student.
This is fascinating, this idea of going through the athletic recruiting process as a way of sussing out and understanding colleges. I think it's brilliant. For families who are just starting the process, what are the most important first steps to take in building a realistic recruiting plan?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Well, realistic recruiting plans I'm a fan of. I'm not a big fan of realism in the recruiting process.
I see.
You don't know, right? Mm-hmm. And so people tend to ask, like, the neighbor, the milkman, the high school coach, whoever. And, like, those people, like, the person who knows whether you can play at USC is the coach at USC. So for families when they're starting out, mm-hmm. I think you've got to start by reaching out in an effective way to college coaches. At most sports, they need video. Mm-hmm. If they don't have, how do you know whether you need video? Can you link to a website that has your objective facts, like your times?
Right.
So like in track, they don't need video because you can link to milesplittorathletic.net, and then here's my latest time in the 400, right?
Yep.
Swimming, there's, whatever. There's tennis has UTR. Most sports, like baseball, nobody really, from a recruiting standpoint, your stats aren't super important. You need a little resume just so the coach can very easily, like, what's your GPA, where are you playing, those kind of things. Mm-hmm. And you need an email. I think it's a good idea to keep it to like 3 sentences. First email, the question is, could you help us win? If you can't help us win, what am I supposed to do with you?
Yep.
Right? Yep. So that's the only, like, until you get over that bar, there's no other bars.
How do you help students weigh that, the team fit and the athletic fit and the academic fit?
The objective for the student is to be at a college that's a platform for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So if you're at the right school and it's the right academic fit and it's the right fit, you've got friends there, like, you look around on your visit and you think, wow, these kids look really cool. I want to look like that when I grow up. Mm-hmm. Well, you go to school for 4 years, you're going to look like that.
Yeah.
You can't help it.
If someone wanted to track you down, to get in touch with you, how would they find you?
Oh, well, that's really easy. You go to collegeathleticadvisor.com, right? My cell number's on the internet. But yeah, Dave at collegeathleticadvisor.com.
Thank you so much for this rich advice. It's been one great tip after another. Stick around, we'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Bell College Consulting. Visit bellcollegeconsulting.com to learn more.
That was a great conversation with Dave. Before we wrap up, it's time for a sort of summary of key points. I call it Top Tips.
Top tips. Top tips. Kind of a summary, but we call it Top tips, top tips.
Top tips regarding college athletics. Number 6, you apply to colleges, not to a division. Divisions don't admit students, individual colleges do. Focus on the school first, not the classification. Number 5, great talent exists in every division. There are outstanding athletes across D1, D2, D3, NAIA, and beyond. The difference between good teams often matters more than the division name. Number 4, recruiting is a discovery process. The point of recruiting isn't just to get an offer, it's to learn what playing college sports would actually feel like for you at that college. Number 3, want to know if you're recruitable? Talk to coaches. Don't rely on guesswork or hallway opinions. The most accurate feedback comes directly from the people building the roster. Number 2, choose the right school, not the right label. Your college should be a platform for the rest of your life. Athletics is part of the experience, not the whole story. And the number 1 tip regarding college athletics is exploring does not mean committing. You can go through the entire recruiting process, ask questions, visit campuses, and gather information without locking yourself in to anything. If you're a high school athlete playing a varsity sport, it may very well be worth considering pursuing athletic recruitment as another way of building your college list. Why? Because as I've said before, college is awesome.